right, good evening. Today is May 13th, 2025. It is 6:30, and I'm going to call the Select Board meeting to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do we have any announcements?
Annual town meeting Monday, May 19th, that's at 7 p.m. at Charlton Middle School. Dementia Friends Memory Cafe is Tuesday, May 20th, that's at 3 p.m. at Senior Center. Charlton Garden Club Plant Sale, it's May 17th, that's from 9 to 12:30 p.m. at the Common. The Road Trip 1927, 18,000 miles in a Model T Ford by Bob Arnold. That's Tuesday, June 3rd, from 6 to 7:30 at the Dexter Hall. Author Talk with Colleen Kaylee Meller, AZ and Me, A Partner's Journey with Alzheimer's. That's Tuesday, June 10th, from 6 to 7:30, also at Dexter Hall. Charlton Memorial Day Parade is May 26th. The Assemble at 1:30 at Masonic Home, rain or shine. A moment of silence will be held at 3 p.m. The Town Hall will be closed on Monday, 26th, and that's in observance of Memorial Day. Charlton Heritage Preservation Trust presents a presentation on nature photography by John Schlitschy, May 21st, and that's from 7 to 8 p.m., also Dexter Hall at Charlton Public Library. That's it.
All right, thank you. Do we have anybody here for open forum? Yes, just come on up.
How's it going? Matt Power, President of the Charlton Business Alliance. Just figured I'd give a little heads up and talk real quick about the business event we just had at the Bay Path. Thought it went real well. We had 30 vendors. A bunch of people came on through. I just wanted to thank Andrew. I want to thank Steve for showing up and everybody else who helped out make the event what it was. And just basically looking forward to next year's event. Hopefully going to be a lot bigger and such. That's all.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
It's a good job. It was nicely done.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Do we have anybody else here for open forum? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move on to reorganization of the Select Board.
All right, so per the town's bylaws, chapter 50-7 organization, the selectmen within 7 days of each annual election shall meet and elect a chairperson and otherwise fix the time and place of their regular meetings. They shall adopt their own rules of procedure. This discussion and vote is to be held by the board to choose a chairman, vice chairman, and clerk. Additionally, rules of procedure have been drafted for your consideration. I'll ask that tonight you just review those and provide comment back to me so that way I can present those at a further meeting. But, Mr. Chair, floor is yours.
All right. So I believe we'll start with the chair. Just order of precedence of people that have served. I would like to nominate Selectman David Singer for chair. Do we have any discussion on that?
So how do we go about it? So if somebody has a different nomination, then we just put it all out there and we vote, or we vote individually per the nominee?
You can make a second recommendation.
Okay, so I would make the second recommendation for the chair. I recommend Karen Spivak. I think she's knowledgeable, she's experienced, respectful, hard worker, and she has best interests of this town in mind. Do we second those or no?
No.
Any further discussion on chair?
No, other than the fact that I think, I've served with Karen as she was chair before. She does a really good job. She knows Robert's Rules of Order like the back of her hand. She's fair. She treats everybody on the board with the same cooperation effort. I think she'd be a good chair.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm just going by the history of precedence. Typically, the newly elected member serves as clerk, and then there was a rotation for chair. And since you served, I've served, and Bosch has served, I would, advocate that it would be David's turn to serve in that precedence. But we'll see how the board votes.
So you can take a vote on the first nomination.
And so we'll take a vote on the first nomination. Is there roll call?
No, just be a.
All right. All in favor for David Singer? Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
All-
Bad form. I'm never gonna vote or nominate myself for anything.
Okay. All in favor for Karen for chair?
Aye.
Aye.
So
Abstain?
Karen, what's your vote?
Aye.
So by default, with the 3 votes, Karen's chair. All right. Moving on to vice chair.
I would like to nominate Basha.
And I would recommend Steve Coronas for the vice chair.
And I can withdraw.
Hmm?
I can withdraw my, if you would not, Basha, does that mean you wouldn't accept?
I would rather not.
Okay. I think both of you would do a wonderful job.
I have, yeah, I would certainly do it.
All right, then I would withdraw my nomination for Basha and nominate Steve.
Since there's no other nominations, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I'm abstaining on that as well. Since I was nominated for one, I'm not gonna involve on the
All
other.
right. So we have chair and vice chair. Moving on to clerk. Any nominations?
I'll nominate Basha for
That
clerk.
will be my third one, though. It will be my
Huh.
third year. That's the only thing.
I would.
As clerk.
All right, then. Peter?
I'm good. I've had 2 years on the committee, so.
I stay.
Hmm?
I stay as a clerk, because nobody else.
Okay. No further discussion. All in favor for Basha as clerk? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay.
Would you like to take over, or do you want me to finish?
That's his tradition. Please continue. Thank you.
So moving along to the adoption of the policy and procedures for,
Yeah, I'll just ask that you guys review it tonight, and then we'll take it up at a future meeting.
I reviewed, I have no questions.
Okay.
Moving on to the minutes for April 22nd. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
One abstention.
There. Appointments and resignations.
All right, so first we have a reaffirmation of an appointment for the Council on Aging Kitchen Coordinator. 3 applications were received for the kitchen coordinator positions. Interviews were held, and the recommendation is to appoint Sarah Laskowski as the Council on Aging Kitchen Coordinator position at 19 hours per week. The board was asked to sign a signatory appointment, and tonight you are asked to reaffirm her appointment.
Do we have a motion?
So-
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion.
All right. We
Congratulations.
have 2 resignations this evening for the Zoning Board of Appeals. Attached are 2 letters from Eric Falcone, who is moving out of town, and Shane Woodson, stating due to scheduling conflicts, they are resigning from the Zoning Board of Appeals. The board should accept their resignations. A letter thanking them for their time is in your sign folder, and we have announced these openings.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? We accept those resignations with regret. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. All right. A bit ahead of schedule.
We're down to the action items.
Did you guys approve the minutes? Did I miss that?
Yes,
Yep.
we did.
With one
Yeah.
abstention, yeah.
All right.
There it is. Going down to our action items.
All right, first, we have a transfer of Class 1 license from McGee GMC Inc. to Butler GMC Inc. Attaches a request to transfer the Class 1 license from McGee GMC Inc. to Butler GMC Inc. DBA Butler GMC. Rob McGee, president and owner of McGee GMC Inc., has sold the business to Ray Butler of Butler GMC Inc. All paperwork has been completed. The name of the business and managers are the only things changing with the license. I'd recommend the board approve the transfer of license.
A
We have a
second?
motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
All right. Next,
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We're excited to be here. We're looking forward to doing business in Charlton.
thanks, guys. All right. Next, we have a request for special alcoholic beverage license for Timber Yard Brewing Co. Jeep event. Attaches a application submitted by Timber Yard Brewing Company for a special alcoholic beverage license, wine and malt beverages, to be used on May 17th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 508 International, 219 Brookfield Road for a Jeep event. The application has been reviewed and approved by the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department. Per the board's policy, if the special alcoholic beverage license is approved, the dates on the license should be for the day before the event to allow the alcohol to be delivered, the day of the event, and the day after the event to allow any alcohol left over to be picked up.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the special alcohol beverage license to wine and malt beverages submitted by Timber Yard Brewing Company for a vintage car event at 508 International, 219 Brookfield Road, with the dates on the license to be June 13th, 2025 to June 16th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and next you have a request for special alcoholic beverage license for Timber Yard Brewing Company for a vintage car event. Attaches an application submitted by Timber Yard Brewing Company for a special alcoholic beverage license, wine and malt beverages, to be used on June 14th and 15th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 508 International, 219 Brookfield Road for a vintage car event. The application has been reviewed and approved by the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department, and the same conditions would apply as the prior.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All right, and finally, we have the 2025 scholarships. The scholarships awarded by the Board of Selectmen are the Jesse Smith, Nehemiah Stone, and Edward Phillips Cooking Fund. The Colby Scholarship recipient is chosen by the Colby family members. One scholarship application has been received for the Jesse Smith Scholarship and the M. Wayne Colby Jr. Scholarship. The application has been forwarded to the Colby family for the review as well, who recommends the award in the amount of $100. As in the past, when the motion is made to award the scholarship, the student's name is not revealed. This year, we would like the board to award the Jesse Smith Scholarship in the amount of $250. The award is based on the interest earned on each scholarship. The scholarship will be awarded to the student at their graduation ceremony.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Selectmen award the 2025 Jesse Smith Scholarship to the applicant that qualified in the districts in the amount of $250.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I have a question, I have a comment. So we only received one application, Mary?
So we did get two more in, but they didn't qualify for the areas where the scholarships are allowed to go.
This is for Shepherd Hill and Bay Path?
Yes, nothing from Bay Path, these were,
Did you apply? Did you apply? Why not? I don't know if we're not getting out there the way we should be. There should be more kids applying for, I just
it
think
goes
that
to guidance posts it,
Right.
and they have a discussion with the kids when they come through, right?
Because
girls?
that was the same thing
They'll,
last
uh,
year. We had the
Grandsley
same.
and I are BFFs, and I'm like one of 10 kids that she sees regularly.
Yeah.
I
just
think in
that
years past, we've
three
got zero.
applications for the scholarships, and last year we maybe have a little more, but it was the same. I just don't know how else to do.
I think the most we've ever had is 3 for one.
Yeah, I remember that. That was because it's 3 different, I don't know. I just think we have to do a better job to get that information
I don't think
out.
it's a you guys thing. I think it's honestly if people don't, like if kids my age don't want to do those things. Because when you think about it, I mean, a scholarship, it's for, you have to put in some effort. You know, you guys had.
Don't let your mother hear you talking like this.
No, you have to put in some effort when you're talking about the difference between municipal and state governments and the junctions in that. That's what your prompt was about, and that like takes some serious like critical thinking. Kids my age don't like to do that. They don't even know the difference between
Now you made
municipal
even
and
more
state.
sense.
You know, they don't even know what the difference is.
Okay, well, let's plan,
And-
getting out there a little more.
And through the chair, maybe the students can give us an idea, a better way to reach out to the student population, if there's a better way to advertise other than just through the guidance.
No, I didn't say it was a you guys thing. I just mean that takes like effort, and people my age don't like to do that. They like to put it into a computer and generate the prompt.
I think it's an area of interest too for like political science majors or something along those lines that are interested in government versus other, you know, the topic can be limiting as well too.
Sure.
All right,
From a political
we
science.
had one applicant that's appropriate. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
All right.
All right, so going back up to our scheduled appointments.
So 6:45, we have poll hearing for Denfield Road. Attached will find a request from Massachusetts Electric Co., DBA, National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc., requesting permission to install one joint-owned pole on Denfield Road for service to a new residential home. Also
Take care, guys.
attached
Good
is
luck.
the notice
you.
that was sent to the abutters. This request has been forwarded and approved by both the police chief and DPW superintendent. No comments or concerns have been received. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the notice as sent to abutters, and I would recommend the board approve the request.
All right, April 30th, 2025, the public hearing notice was sent. The Charlton Select Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, at 6:45 PM in Meeting Room 137 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. 01507, to act on a request from National Grid and Verizon New England seeking permission to locate poles, wire fixtures, including necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public ways: Denfield Road, National Grid to install one joint-owned pole on Denfield Road, beginning at point approximately 2351 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Denfield Road and Gulfwood Road, installing one 10-50 for service to new residential home. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should appear on the date and time specified or submit concerns in writing.
We received no concerns in writing in this application.
Is there anybody here to be heard? I don't think we have any. No questions. Can we close the public hearing?
Motion to close.
We have a motion. And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And motion to-
Do we have a
Mr.
motion
Chair?
on the,
I motion to approve.
we have a motion to approve, and do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You can just stay there for
One more? Oh, no, it's, no, don't go anywhere. One more.
ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, yes, there
Oh,
is.
he's
By the
gonna-
time I get through the memo, it'll be right on time.
Just keep on keeping on.
So 6:50 PM, I have poll hearing for E. Bailey's Road. Attached will find a request from Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc., requesting permission to install one joint-owned pole on E. Bailey's Road for service to a new residential home. Also attached is the notice that was sent to the abutters. This request has been forwarded and approved by both the police chief and DPW superintendent. No comments or concerns have been received. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the notices as sent to the abutters.
Public hearing notice sent on April 30th, 2025. The Charlton Select Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 at 6:50 PM in Meeting Room 137 Main Street, Charlton, Massachusetts, 01507, to act on a request from National Grid and Verizon New England seeking permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public ways: East Bayless Road, National Grid to install one joint-owned pole on East Bailey's Road, beginning at point approximately 1767 feet north of the center line of the intersections of Saunderdale Road and East Bayless Road, installing pole 8-50 for service to new residential home. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should appear on the date and time specified or submit concerns in writing. Any concerns in writing?
No concerns in writing.
Motion to close.
Anybody here? Nobody's here. Motion to close. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, going down to the student member reports. Rosalie, would you like to start first?
I would love to start. Oh, you're gonna motion to close?
We're ahead of schedule. Let's go back up.
Okay. So, as for athletics, the 4th Annual Athletics Award Night will be held on 5/22 at 6 p.m. for all athletes and their families. The Shepherd Hill Sports Academy is now accepting registration for children's grade 2 through 8. So sign up your child for athletics and activities led by high school coaches and student athletes. And as always, if you are interested in attending sporting events, please check out the Shepherd Hill Rams website for more information on their game schedule. For the arts, the Shepherd Hill Chorus debuted their performance of Wizard of Oz musical last week, which included help from the 4th grade Munchkins. This was a successful show, and they would like to thank their directors for making it possible. Additionally, Drama had a successful showing of their last play, Light Bus, and they would like to thank all attendees for their support. I did not write it in, but the Shepherd Hill show choirs are also auditioning for new members this week. And as for school-wide, the Penny Wars have begun, and Shepherd Hill students are competing by grade level for a coveted prize, cookies from the cafeteria. More updates to come on that. And the junior and senior prom is this weekend at the DCU Center, and we wish everyone a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalie. Emma?
As for school-wide for Bay Path, last week we proudly participated in the Skills USA Massachusetts State Competition, where several of our talented students earned bronze and silver medals, and one outstanding competitor took home the gold, securing a spot at the national championship in Atlanta, Georgia. We extend our best wishes and full support to those advancing to the National Skills Leadership Conference this June. As for our sports, Bay Path sports teams are on a roll this season, delivering fantastic performances across the board. From strong wins to outstanding individual achievements, our athletes continue to make us proud. Keep up the great work, Minutemen. As for our student council and steering committee, our prom season has arrived, and Bay Path Senior Prom is just around the corner on May 16th. This year's magical theme, A Night in Beans, promises an unforgettable evening filled with elegance and celebration. Students are gearing up for a spectacular night of dancing, laughter, and making lasting memories. With graduation right around the corner, there is no better time to cherish these final moments together as we prepare to cross the stage and begin the next exciting chapter of our lives. And as always, don't forget to stop by the new Minuteman shop when you visit for a delicious meal or for any service provided by our salon. It's a great spot to support student initiatives and school spirit.
Thank you, Emma. Andrew, would you like to do your town administrator's report?
So first of all, fire station project update. Site work right now is in full swing for the fire station project over on Oxford Road. At this time, we're planning on holding a formal groundbreaking event on Wednesday, June 18th at 4:00 p.m. at the site. So members of the public are invited to help commemorate this event. In coordination with some of the site work that's going on, there is some ledge removal, or ledge that was discovered and needs to be removed. So currently, they're looking at blasting activities to be coordinated for that ledge removal sometime over the next 2 weeks. So right now, some of that prep work is done. Their chief is working with them to make sure that it's done safely, and that notifications are going out to all the abutters. Might hear a little bit of boom. So annual town meeting. So as we're preparing for the annual town meeting next week on Monday, May 19th, we have provided some backup and supplemental information for the public to review prior to that meeting. Some of the information includes detailed budget information, financial forecasting, long-term capital improvement plans, and supplemental information for each of the proposed planning zoning change articles. That information is on the town website, both under the newsflash section and under town meeting documents. You can find it all organized by town meeting, be under the May 19th, 2025 annual town meeting. Just want to acknowledge the great work of our fire department for their stop of the commercial roof fire on May 1st on Southbridge Road, and just extend a thank you to our area communities for their support in that fire. That included Southbridge, Sturbridge, Dudley, Leicester, Sutton, as well as the volunteers over at Rehab 78. And just wanted to plug the board real quick on bylaw review. One of the items we would like to tackle for the upcoming year will be a comprehensive review of our current bylaws. There have been a number of changes over the past few years, both locally and state regulations that may not be reflected in our current bylaws, or our bylaws just may contradict current law or regulation. We'll be looking to establish a working group to do a review of those bylaws, but let me know if you guys have any interest in assisting in the bylaw review, want to sit on that, or have recommendations of anybody who may be interested. So, that's what we
Mr.
got.
Chair? If I may, through you, Andrew, on Monday, I cannot get out of Boston before 5, possibly 5:30. I should still be back before the start, but if I run a little late, could you please just bring my packet and put it at the end of the table for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
in case I show up right at the start of it?
No,
All right, thank you, Andrew. Our next meeting announcements, our pre-town meeting will be May 19th, 2025, 6:30 PM at the Charlton Middle School, followed by our annual town meeting, May 19th, 2025, at 7 PM at the Charlton Middle School. And then our next regular select board meeting will be May 27th, 6:30 PM, Town Hall, Meeting Room 1. We still have a couple minutes before the next hearing.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Do we want to discuss summer schedule at this point, or do you want to defer it to a later
Mr.
date?
Chair? Sure. Mr. Chair, if everyone is okay with it, I would motion that we do our usual summer schedule, which is the once-a-month meetings, July through August.
Is that your motion?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second?
Did you say July, August, was it a June, July?
June, July, August.
June, July, August.
We always do 3 months, once a month over
Yeah.
the summer.
But we had a caveat in there, there's, unless something came up and we had,
Well, it's not a caveat. We always have that ability anytime
yeah.
that another meeting can be called.
Okay.
just a question for the board, do you guys want to meet on the 27th, day after Memorial Day?
Why not? That's no problem.
Just checking. It's a regular meeting day, but just want to make sure.
Yeah?
No second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on it? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr.
Three
Chair,
ayes.
So, I'm sorry.
Aye?
So will it be the first or second for those ones? Do you want to, does the board want to do the second Tuesday for each of those?
I'm open. That
I
doesn't-
mean, either, it doesn't matter to me. So what was the normal council? This is so May 27th, and then the week after, that in June would be what? Second week of June?
The second week of June is the 10th.
So the second Tuesday of
Yeah.
June, July, and August?
Yep.
Yeah. 10th, July 8th, and August 12th.
What do you think? Are we close enough? or not?
I think
Yep.
that's enough for me.
Yeah, we're going back to
Get
our.
through that memo?
Yep.
All right, 7:00 PM, we have a request to remove property from chapter 61B on Gould Road. Attached is a request from Francis A. Nero Esquire on behalf of St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church of Boston, requesting to remove from chapter 61B approximately 14.35 acres of land as shown on Assessor's Map 10, Block C, Lot 2, located off Gould and Cemetery Road. The Planning Board, Board of Assessors, Conservation Commission, and Water and Sewer Commission have reviewed the request and have no objection to the town of Charlton choosing not to exercise the right of first refusal on the request. Just as of note, a purchase and sale has to be in place for a 61B removal to take place. However, a deed transfer cannot be executed until the board votes to exercise their right of first refusal. At this time, the chair should open the public hearing by reading the attached public hearing notice, and I'd recommend the board approve the request.
Okay, public hearing notice. Please be advised that the Charlton Select Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, at 7 PM at the Charlton Town Hall, Meeting Room 137 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. 01507, and via Zoom address listed with call-in passcodes listed, to act on the request of Francis A. Nero Esquire on behalf of the St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Church of Boston to remove from Chapter 61B approximately 14.35 acres of land as shown on the Assessor's Map 10, Block C, Lot 2, located off of Gould Road and Cemetery Road. Anyone interested in appearing at the time and date listed, specified, or submit concerns in writing? Is there anybody here to be heard? Did you receive any? Nothing.
Motion to close?
We have a motion to close
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, I would motion to approve for discussion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
So discussion is simply, I would like to thank Andrew for making the point about the process. So I have heard from residents about the process and how it works, and so I think it was very good of Andrew. Thank you for explaining to anyone watching that in order to do the removal from 61, they have to have a buyer and a price already agreed upon to bring to the town before they can do the request for removal. That's educational piece. That said, while I'm sure it's legal, simply putting it out there that I have seen, and it was also mentioned that they've already posted the property with signs on sale pending, which I just think bad form. You put the cart before the horse. This board hasn't voted to take it out yet you've already publicly posted it with signage. You gotta go through the exercise, I get it, but let the board in the future, please, vote whether we're gonna actually vote to remove it before you start putting public postings up that it's got a buyer and sold. Just in case the board should decide not to do this, then the sale falls through and it didn't happen. So just asking people to, in the future, please let the town do its due diligence and process before publicly posting that this is done. I think it causes confusion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes.
Sir,
Yes,
motion to adjourn.
we have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.